Yes, give thanks and praise unto the Most High, and I, Mother, and I, Father, Il Selassie I. So this day, I want to ask the leaders and certain influencers in the world, where are the missing children from America and Jamaica? So we're gonna start by blessing those out there who are being held captive with Psalm 34. I will bless the Empress and Lord at all times. Her and his praise shall continually be in thy mouth. Thy soul shall make his and her boast in the Empress and Lord. The humble shall hear thereof and be glad. Oh, magnify the Empress and Lord with I, Joshua Christ. And let us exalt her and his name together. I sought the Empress and Lord, and he heard me, and delivered me from all my fears. And deliver me from all my fears. Meaning I have no fears. I only have love. They looked unto her and him and were lightened, and their faces were not ashamed. This poor man cried, and the Empress and Lord heard I and I. And save I and I out of all I and I troubles. The angel of the Empress and Lord encampeth round about them that fear her and him, and delivereth them. O taste and see that the Empress and Lord is good. Blessed is the woman, child, and man that trusteth in her and him. O fear the Empress and Lord, yea, her and his saints. For there is no want to them that fear her and him. The young lions do lack and suffer hunger, but they that seek the Empress and Lord shall not want any good thing. Come ye children, hearken unto I and I'll teach thee the fear of the Empress and Lord. I will teach thee the fear of the Empress and Lord. Fear not man, fear only our Creator. What woman, child, and man is she and he that desire life and love it many days, that she and he may see good? Keep thy tongue from evil and thy lips from speaking guile. Depart from evil and do good, seek peace and pursue it. The eyes of the Empress and Lord are upon the righteous, and her and his ears are open unto their cry. The face of the Empress and Lord is against them that do evil, to cut off the remembrance of them from the earth. The righteous cry, and the Empress and Lord heareth, and delivereth them out of all their troubles. The Empress and Lord is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such as be of a contrite spirit. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Empress and Lord delivereth her and him out of them all. She and he keepeth all his and her bones. No, not one of them is broken. Evil shall slay the wicked. So the man who is the bodyguard of the wicked man shall slay him. And they that hate the righteous shall be desolate. The Empress and Lord redeemeth the soul of her and his servant, and none of them that trust in her and him shall be desolate. There's a lot of missing children missing from America and a lot of places. And I'm talking about the children who look like this, the slave children. That's who I come for. Now, the people who are responsible for this, they are the same people who have been responsible for our sufferings from that time until now. Now, who are they? Well, we can call some of them the KKK. We can also call some of them neo-Nazis. We can call some of them Germans. We can call them French. We could call them Scottish. We could call them Irish. We could call them Dutch. We could call them English. We could call them Norwegians, Belgians. We could call them Austrians. And with all these different names, they are the same people. They are the same people who is today viciously taking the life of those who did not see that they did a right thing when they hung, burned, and raped the people before us. As long as you are okay with all the wickedness that they're doing and all the wickedness that they have done, you're good to go. So, the freedom of speech situation, that is attack because you have to be aligned with what everybody is saying. We're going to go to Isaiah 49. The children are the future, but for some reason, the person that is taking our children does not believe that the children are the future for some reason. So, for a person to constantly concentrate on taking the children from this nation, it means that that person is constantly concentrating on the future. And when I say constantly concentrating on the future, I mean a future without us. Adolf Hitler said that the world needs to be an all-white world. Now, for a person to come up with that, it means that the pillar of salt, which was Sodom and Gomorrah, is angry at the world today. And we must understand that there was a queen, I believe Victoria. She was born with one breast. And then she issued an order to cut one breast off of every people that look like us. We're Gentiles. Yes. And us being Gentiles, it means that we were never no slaves. So, us being not slaves make us targets of constant attacks. So us being not slaves did not save us from being killed by these people. No, because if you look at some of the pictures, our parents and grandparents and great-grandparents was killing their own yard. They wasn't killed on the side of the road. And then if you look, there were people dressed, even children, dressed in their Sunday best. And everyone was looking happy and proud. Why? Because they were waiting for that meat that they eat after our deaths. Yes, so we were not only being killed because of our color. No, we were being killed because we were their Sunday dinner. So if you look at the pictures, even with the children, you could tell that that's their Sunday best that they had on. So our murders is celebrated by these people. And when I say our murders are celebrated by these people, every holy day that you see, we are brainwashed to celebrate as Gentiles. Those holy days are known as holidays. Okay, all of those days, if you notice, it involves drinking, cooking, and something sort of a religious and a state combination type celebration. Okay, so those days are days to mark and commemorate their feasts. Yes. Flesh of my flesh, blood of my blood. That's how they operate. Communion, that little piece of thing that you're getting, that's human flesh. And that little piece of thing, that little thing that you're drinking, that is flavored human blood. Now, there's people who are going to come and say, well, I am disrespecting a religious tradition. But I can tell you about religious people who disrespect their own religious traditions. And we could start with the Jews, and we can start with the Muslims. And then we will finish with the Christians. And we'll also mention something about the Rastas and the Buddhists. So Isaiah 49. The servant call. Listen, O isles, unto me, and hearken, ye people from far. The Empress and Lord I'll call. I from the womb, from the bowels of my mother heart. She and he made mention of my name. And she and he had made my mouth like a sharp sword in the shadow of her. And his hands heart, she and he hid me. And made me a polished shaft in her and his quiver. She and he hid me. And said unto me, Thou art my servant, O Ethiopia, in whom I will be glorified. Then I said, I have labored in vain. I have spent my strength for naught, and in vain. Yet surely my judgment is with the Empress and Lord, and my work is with my goddess and God. And now say the Empress and Lord that form I and I from the womb to be her and his servant, to bring Jacob again to her and him. Though Ethiopia be not gathered, yet shall I be glorious in the eyes of the Empress and Lord, and my goddess and God shall be my strength. And she and he said, It is a light thing, and thou shouldest be my servant, to raise up the tribe of Jacob and to restore the preserve of Ethiopia. I will also give thee for a light to the Gentiles, that thou mayest be my salvation unto the end of the earth. Thus saith the Empress and Lord, the Redeemer of Ethiopia, and her, and his Holy One. To him whom woman, child, and man despise it, to him whom the nation abhor it, to a servant of rulers, queens and kings shall see and arise, princesses and princes also shall worship, because of the Empress and Lord that is faithful, and the Holy One of Ethiopia, and he shall choose thee. The restoration of Ethiopia. Thus say the Empress and Lord, in an acceptable time have I heard thee, and in the day of salvation have I helped thee, and I will preserve thee, and give thee for a covenant of the people, to establish the earth, to cause to inherit the desolate heritage, that thou mayest say to the prisoners, Go forth to them that are in darkness, shew yourself. They shall feed in the ways, and their pastors shall be in all high places. They shall not hunger nor thirst, neither shall the heat nor sun smite them. For she and he that hath mercy on them shall lead them. Even by the springs of water shall she and he guide them. And I will make all my mountains a way, and my highways shall be exalted. Behold, these shall come from far, and lo, these from the north and from the west, and these from the land of Sinim. Sing, O heavens, and be joyful, O earth, and break forth unto singing, O mountain. For the Empress and Lord hath comforted her and his people, and will have mercy upon her and his afflicted. But Zion said, The Empress and Lord hath forsaken I, and I, Empress and Lord, hath forgotten I. Can a woman, a child, a man forget their child? That she and he should not have compassion on the son and daughters of his and her womb? Yea, they may forget, yet will I not forget thee. Behold, I have graven thee upon the palms of my hands. Thy walls are continually before me. Thy children shall make haste, thy destroyers, and they that made thee way shall go forth of thee. Lift up thine eyes round about, and behold, all these gather themselves together and come to thee. As I live, say the Empress and Lord, thou shalt surely clothe thee with them all, as with an ornament, and bind them on thee, as a bride and a bridegroom do it. For thy waste and thy desolate places and the land of thy destruction shall even now be too narrow by reason of the inhabitant, and they that swallow thee up shall be far away. The children which thou shalt not have, after thou hast lost the other, shall say again in thine ears, The place is too strait for me. Give place to me, that I may dwell. Then shalt thou say in thine heart, Who hath forgotten me these? Seeing I have lost my children, and am desolate, a captive and removing to and fro. And who hath brought up these? Behold, I was left alone. These, where had they been? Thus saith the Empress and Lord, Goddess and God. Behold, I will lift up my hand to the Gentiles, and set up my standard to the people. And they shall bring thy sons and daughters in their arms, and thy daughters and sons shall be carried upon their shoulders, and kings and queens shall be thy nursing mothers and fathers. And their queens and king thy nursing mothers and fathers, they shall bow down to thee with their face towards the earth, and lick up the dust of thy feet. And thou shalt know that I am, we are, the Empress and Lord, for they shall not be ashamed that wait for us. Shall the prey be taken from the mighty, or the lawful captive delivered? But thus saith the Lord and Empress, even the captive of the Almighty shall be taken away. Even the captives of the mighty shall be taken away, and the prey of the terrible shall be delivered. For I will contend with her and him that contended with thee, and I will save thy children, and I will feed them that oppress thee with their own flesh, and they shall be drunken with their own blood as with a sweet wine, and all flesh shall know that we, the Empress and Lord, am thy Savior, and thy Redeemer, the mighty one of Joshua. So, the other day in America, Germany sent some soldiers to assist in capturing illegal aliens. Now, those German soldiers had a mask. Why? Because no history of their existence should be caught on any camera in America, because these guys are the guys who captured the children that are missing here in America. And keep in mind, these guys came in the country under the President Donald Trump supervision and order. All right. German troops start first permanent foreign deployment since Second World War. Now, for America to fight Nazism, there is no way that anyone can convince me that a president that has a German heritage, a German father possibly, and who lost family members in World War I and World War II by the hands of American soldiers, there's no way a person could tell me that Donald Trump is the president of America today if America had won the Cold War. There's no way. There is no way America could turn a blind eye to a man who is celebrating his birthday in the same manner as Adolf Hitler with a military parade. There is no way Americans could turn a blind eye to a man who is attacking America with the police, just as Hitler attacked Germany with the Gestapo. There is no way anyone in America could tell me that they're turning a blind eye to a man who built a concentration camp in America and named it Alligator Alcatraz. And there is no way you could convince me that Vance Bolter did not shoot those politicians on Donald Trump's birthday as a gift to Donald Trump. there was a time in America where child services used to just come and take your child out of your house. So legal child kidnapping is also sanctioned by these same people. Now, how can you care for our children when you did our foreparents the way you did them? I mean, if we had all the leaders of the world today locked up in a prison, there will be peace everywhere. There will be peace everywhere on the face of this earth. If all the leaders right now was in prison, serving time, them and their families, there will be peace on earth. And some people will say, well, what's going to happen to law and order? How can you worry about something that the solution is in your own hands? Law and order is something that belongs to the system. Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding belongs to the people. Over 5 American presidents was married to German women. Okay, who remember the Trojan horse story with Helen? So that's how you lost America, including the last president, Joe Biden. He was married to Jill Jacob. And if you check the Jacob family, you could tell that they have a coat of arms in Germany. So Jill Jacobs is from a slave owner family. So you will never see nobody in the White House that is not from a slave owner family, because that's the only people that can sit there. So even as you saw the transgender named Barack Obama, because I'm going to call him a transgender. Why? Because he transgender many of my people. So he has to be what he preach. You can't practice what you don't preach, and you can't preach what you don't practice. So he has to be a transgender. So they say Michelle is a transgender. All of those people come from family who own slaves. So if they try to model a Gentile as Barack Obama's father, that is because that Gentile is not here to speak for himself. And then he could be, because the slave mistresses was raping Gentile men who was captured. And that wasn't a joke, because her and her husband were the same people. There was the same beast. None wasn't different from any. So when you look at Melania Trump, as quiet as she is, she's as evil as Donald Trump. All the women who you see have children for Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, those guys, Prince Charles, because don't think the Pope don't have children, you know. Of course. Many of the leaders around the world, their fathers were either popes or leaders of the Ku Klux Klan. Is that it? The Ku or the Klu? Well, Ku. The Ku Klux Klan. There's not one leader around the world today that is not coming from a German background. Because if you even check Prince Charles, the man who they claim is his father and the man who they claim was his mother husband, he is of German descent. He had to run away from Germany, just the same story as Donald Trump and his family. Yeah. The same story. And then when you listen to Queen Elizabeth accident, that's not a bad word. When you listen to Queen Elizabeth accent, you can tell that she's a German. Because she sounds different from every other English people. I mean, look at Prince Andrew. He was involved in the Epstein. One of the girls them even testified that she had sex with him. There was even a picture. And everybody else can go to jail for sexual assault except for him. America didn't even try to say, well, if you don't extradite this man for doing this to our girls, but then look at the man that is president today, Donald Trump, a human trafficker. Because this is the man that he was in the casino business in Atlantic City. You can't be in New Jersey and don't have no connection with Nicodemus Scarfo. No, that would be impossible. Especially when you're dealing with money. And you couldn't be in New York and don't have no connection with John Gotti. So the mob have the secret for this man. And his secret is buried in Atlantic City. So a man that is affiliated with gangsters, and it can be proven by business. A man that is accused by multiple women for raping them. I'm trying to show you the same thing, and assaulted them with the Prince Andrew thing. So these are one family, because these people cannot go to jail because they are the one who made the laws and the jail. So when you see the red, white, and blue in America, it means that Buckingham Palace is in control of America. So when you are wondering who is Congress and who is this, those same guys that you see in the Buckingham Palace that make decisions, they are the same guys. So even when you see a body of people, the Senate or whatever, the last talk comes from Prince Charles, because that's the man that runs the world. Because his father, or whoever claimed to be his father, his lineage is direct descendant from Adolf Hitler. And if you look at Queen Elizabeth good, you can tell. Direct descendant. Just like Bob Marley then. Direct descendant. Bustamante, direct descendant. Donald Trump, Ivanka, Baron Trump is not named Baron Trump because his first name is Baron. No, that's how the Red Baron, if you look at him. Yeah, so the Baron, meaning that Trump is trying to show you that he is also royalty. So it's one nation unite against us. And they're also united against every half-breed. They're also united against the Mexicans. They're not united against the Spaniards, because when you look at the Spaniards, you can tell that they're the same. And anywhere you see the red, white, and blue, these people control those places. So Donald Trump, Justin Trudeau, Frederick Merz, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, Oprah Winfrey, because your name was mentioned about the girls' school that you had in Africa. Seal said that you was bringing girls to Harvey Weinstein, or Weinstein, whatever his name is. Yaroslav Hunka, that is the new leader in Canada. Don't let them fool you. because that's the last surviving soldier of Adolf Hitler army. Don't let them fool you. He was honored in the Canadian Parliament by Justin Trudeau, Anthony Rota, and Volodymyr Zelensky. Now, keep in mind that there was a man found with a rifle close by one of the Donald Trump place, and he was a Ukrainian. Now, a Ukrainian tried to assassinate a president that have been talking against the Ukrainian war. Okay, this president did not seek no retribution against Ukraine. No military action. But this president bombed Iran that didn't do nothing to the president. But the country who did something to the president, they didn't do nothing to that country. I mean, as a matter of fact, they offered them aid. Now, let's check Lee Harvey Oswald origin. Okay. All right. The last name Oswald originated from Old English. So it meant that Queen Elizabeth was involved in the assassination of President Kennedy. All right. Let's go to Ruby. All right, here we go again. The last name Ruby is from the old French word ruby. All right. And then the same ruby goes back to France and German. Now, Adolf Hitler's wife was Eva Braun. So that's France and German. So France, Germany, and England plotted to kill President Kennedy, because that's where the hitman came from, those three countries. Now, why aren't American soldiers getting ready now to battle England, France, and Germany when these three people have always been American enemy? Why is American soldier dying fighting people who are not American enemy? What sense does that make? Who would be taking out the people who is not American enemy? Unless we have someone in America who is an enemy and is in full control of the country. 9/11 bombing was planned in Germany under the supervision of the BND. And that is so. Now, if anyone in America believes that Germany forgive Americans for weakening the swastika, you don't understand who Germans are today. Americans, I am telling you to get up and go out in your streets and demand that Donald Trump and his whole family leave the United States. Blessings and love and Selah.